Well, we've got ourselves a little bit of a different setup here. Mostly because last Tuesday, my computer decided to have some major issues, and it all happened within one day. Luckily, Wyatt over here helped me out with getting a new computer. But however, we got all the cords and everything plugged in, but we were missing one. Luckily, we got that one, and we got another cord, and we're back up and running and in business again. And I need to figure out a new editing software, so it's got its challenges, but it'll be interesting. Anyways, welcome to the 11th episode of the Gamers Talk NASCAR podcast. As always, I'm Elijah Leonard, co-host Wyatt Walker over here, which is
First time in person.
And we have ourselves a special guest over on the right-hand side, a former Pit Stop Show panelist, Josh Tipton. Josh, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing all right. It's good for you to join us, man.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I'd say so too. Yeah. Man, we got, first of all, we didn't really get a chance to talk about it, but Indianapolis road course, oh my goodness, it was kind of a mess. But
Kind of.
Here's why I say that, though. We talked about this a little bit, Josh. Lap 1, turn 1, and Ross Chastain near the end of the race.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, congratulations, Tyler Reddick, by the way, which is the second win of his career, and also the second time he wins a race, and we didn't get to do a video following that.
Is Tyler Reddick cursing us?
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either, but it always seems like whenever Tyler Reddick wins, there's always one thing that goes wrong for us. But nonetheless, we're past that. Xfinity race and IndyCar races were also really good with
Congratulations to AJ Allmendinger.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's not
who won the IndyCar. Was it?
That was Rossi, Alexander Rossi.
Rossi, right? I actually missed that one. I hate that I did.
Yeah.
Congrats, Alex.
But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about the Michigan weekend, and oh my goodness, we watched the Xfinity race.
We got his computer was still on the fritz when we were still working on it, but thankfully my handed in the laptop that I usually do. You see me on. We watched it on there, and Angela got hooked up to watch it on the big screen.
Yes.
And we saw his best friend win, and he enjoyed it.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
It slipped my mind for a second because of how I thought the Xfinity race was a little benign this weekend. So I guess Gibbs winning kind of slipped my mind a little bit. Maybe it's either that or he's won 5 times this year, so I just kind of expect it at this point.
Right.
And he didn't really dominate that race.
No.
Noah Gragson dominated that race. Noah Gragson was one of the best ones. I just realized something. Looking at the finish here and comparing it to the Sunday's race.
Yeah.
Both of the best competitors, probably one of the top guys could have won that race, finished third.
Yes. Absolutely.
Hey, something else about that Xfinity race real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
While Gibbs didn't dominate the entire race, he dominated stage 3, but the most amusing thing about it is the 54 led 54 laps.
Wow.
He led he actually
ironically enough.
I think we mentioned that too. One day too, because he led 54.
Come on, those dogs are barking.
I got.
That's amazingly hilarious to me.
Anyways, going through the finishing results while Elijah's busy doing that. We got of course our Xfinity winner, Ty Gibbs. Congratulations to him. Then we got Justin Allgaier second, Noah Gragson third, Brandon Jones fourth, having a good run for him. Austin Hill. Now, I think if we were to do our picks last week, Austin Hill probably would have slipped my mind, but was also could have been a really good choice because he won the 2019 truck race, and he's been good there. So,
All right.
not bad, not too bad.
Wouldn't have been a bad pick.
Yeah, would not have been a bad pick. We mentioned him. Josh Berry, another guy who I expected to do pretty well. Had got involved into a wreck, but he actually came through and got a good top 10 finish.
He did. Which actually, that's pretty impressive.
Got AJ Allmendinger, Daniel Hemrick, Riley Herbst, Landon Castle, rounding out the top 10.
In car number 10, ironically enough.
Exactly. Do you want to go through the next 10, Josh? Since you're new.
Well, let me pull it up here. So, while I am doing that, we'll say AJ Allmendinger finishing in the top 10 does not surprise me at all at this point. He's trending on like a 6th or 7th place average finish this year.
Yeah.
He's looking good for the title. So,
He is. It's always
just wanted to throw that out there.
Agreed. We had technical difficulties for a minute there.
The camera's kind of glitching for some reason.
Okay.
We're having technical difficulties. Okay, we're doing good now. Hold on. Yeah, looks good.
Oh,
I've got it up here.
hold on. There we go. Anyways,
Okay. Anyways, you got pulled up.
So 2020 Camping World Truck Series champion Sheldon Creed finished in the 11th position. Sammy Smith, I believe he's just starting out in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah,
I think.
this is his.
He finished 12th.
Yeah, this is his set. That's not even the most impressive thing. This was like probably his like third start, and he was probably top 5 most of that race.
yeah.
Until he got a speeding penalty at the end, and that's where he finished. Still a really good race for him. He's definitely a future Xfinity star.
For sure. Future is bright for Sammy Smith. I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes. But
100%.
In 13th, perhaps fittingly, given some of the news that came out that he's not going to be full time for the rest of the season, unlucky 13, Brandon Brown finished in that position.
People say unlucky. I kind of see it as a lucky number.
Good run, sure, but like, it's just, I guess it's kind of amusing given the news that has come out this week.
Yeah.
Again, he's not going to be driving full time anymore. Sucks.
Yeah,
it really sucks. But
Sucks quite a bit.
Yep.
See, 14th, and we know why things have been so difficult for Brandon Brown this year. We're not going to get into the conversation because, well, it's going to lead us down a rabbit hole. But just sad.
Yeah.
Anthony Alfredo, former Cup Series driver for Front Row Motorsports, finished in the 14th position in the Hour Motorsports 23. Ryan Sieg finished in the 15th position, watching his, I guess, former rival at this point, Ty Gibbs, run away with his 5th win of the season. Kyle Weatherman in the Jesse Iwuji car.
Yes.
What a run! What a run!
Not even that. He qualified top 10.
Yeah.
Qualified top 10, ran good.
Give this guy a ride.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he deserves. He's showing he deserves a good ride.
An actual good ride. I'm talking like Our Motorsports at the very least.
Yeah.
Hey,
I thought they would give him
something.
If that happens, I think Our Motorsports might get a win.
Maybe. We'll see.
Let's see. So 17th, Myatt Snyder, one of my favorite Xfinity drivers at the moment. Myatt Snyder brought the Jordan Anderson racing car home in 17th, a lap off the pace, but he kept it clean, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
Kaz Gralla finished in the 18th position. John Hunter Nemechek finished in the 19th position for the Sam Hunt 2016. Rounding out the top 20 was J.J. Yaley in the Carl Long car, he brought the 66 home in the 20th position.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want to take the next 10, buddy?
It's going to go by really quick, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
So, in this order, from 21st through 30th, Kyle Sieg, Jeb Burton, Joe Graff Jr., Mason Massey, Patrick Emmerling, Alex LeBay, Ryan Ellis, Josh Bilicki, Ryan Vargas, and Bailey Curry.
Now, I think Mason Massey was doing pretty good for a little bit, but then
it was all for the performance that he had in Mario Gosselin equipment. I'd say it was all right.
And then our final group, we got Jeremy Clements, didn't really have the best of days. Blaine Perkins, the O2, replacing Brett Moffitt, which I still think that sucked.
It sucks a lot.
It does. Sam
There
Mayer,
is some hilarity to it after Moffitt said earlier this year, he said, was it Hocevar or something? He said, making the best of what opportunity?
All right, that's interesting.
I don't want to defend Hocevar though, because that thing that happened at IRP, that was inexcusable. But moving on.
Sam Mayer, who I thought was actually going to have a good run, was not even close. He comes home 33rd. Dylan Bassett 34th. David Starr 35th. Josh Williams in number 5. CJ McLaughlin 38, and then rounding it out is Matt Mills in 38.
Yeah, that Xfinity race for what it was, I'd say, in our opinion, that was pretty good. It was good for what it was.
I'm sure it was much better in person than it was on TV, but on TV it just
we didn't see the Xfinity race in person.
No.
You didn't?
No,
we watched
only the Cup race.
Yeah, I thought you were there.
No.
Like I said at the beginning, me and Elijah watched the race on my computer, also on the big screen.
Yeah.
My mistake.
You're fine.
Well, you talk about watching in person. We watched the Cup race in person, live and in living color. The next-gen cars right in front of us were basking in those next-gen cars' glories.
It was amazing.
What a race.
That was, honestly, best race I've seen in a while at MIS, personally.
Yeah, definitely. That had one of the best. And there was always, it wasn't just like, at the very end, Harvick can't start running away, but then, it's like, everyone was close together.
You had different leaders. Like, Bubba started off, the dominant guy.
Christopher Bell was
Chastain, Hamlin, yeah.
Even when someone did run away, it's like you've got this crazy 4-car battle going on for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. NBC showing like 2 or 3 angles at the same time. Let me just say this. If NBC is showing more than one angle at the same time on their telecast, you know you're watching a fantastic race.
Yeah, and there was I looked around the racetrack. There was, at least in where the field was, there were at least 5 or 6 battles going on.
Exactly.
5 or 6 of them.
And no matter where it was, that's probably one that went, and probably one of the best.
Nuts.
And at one point there were 6 cars under a blanket for first place. 6 cars.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Michigan that racy since about 2000, since the first couple of years of the repave.
Right.
When they still had the last year of the COT, the first year of the Gen 6, and then 2014 when they were running 850 horsepower.
Right. Well, and then also, I think on top of that, just 20 laps in, or at least 25 laps in, we had no idea there was going to be a big wreck in turn 2. I was watching that whole thing. I was watching that whole thing unravel. Oh my gosh. Listen, the strategy, yes, was all over the place. And it cost a lot of people, including Cindric, Almirola, Kyle Busch. And let me just say, we were, everybody all around us, when they saw Kyle Busch was involved, We're cheering.
Exactly.
No surprise. I look over to my dad, and he's like,
Yeah, I'll never understand.
yeah.
It's like I saw that too.
You guys want an outspoken driver with personality, and then when you get an outspoken driver with personality, you guys bash him. What the hell do you want?
What do you expect?
But so I just want to say, since you brought up that accident,
Mhm.
thank goodness that Cindric's okay, because
Yes.
he went into that outside wall about
Really
the worst
hard.
angle that you possibly could, and given it's no secret the lack of crush zones on the next gen car. The hits are harder. The drivers are feeling more. There's not so much going into the roll cage anymore.
Yeah.
Or the cars aren't dissipating energy like they did last year. You always hear about, well, if they'd hit the wall that way last year, that car would have been totaled. They'd be going back to the garage. Well, yes, but at the same time, the drivers are feeling less of an impact last year. This year, you hear all about it, and I don't think it gets talked about enough because the media just I don't guess it fits the narrative. Like the next gen cars put on this great racing. It's flawless. It's passing with flying colors. But there's that issue that's getting buried, and it's pissing me off that no one's talking about it as much as they need to, because
it's that these next gen cars, yes, they're tougher, but the problem is they don't give as much as the previous cars.
That Kurt just got a concussion for something that looked like a standard incident.
Yeah.
Just he
And
spun.
He's still
Like
out.
when he got up and hit the wall, though, it sounded like a bomb went off.
Yeah.
It scared the heck out of me. And while this has been one of my favorite NASCAR Cup Series seasons, probably ever.
Yeah.
There's been so much parity. There's been a lot of really good races this year.
Yeah.
The
short tracks is still an issue, but other than that,
yeah.
I actually didn't think that. I know people bagged on Martinsville. I didn't think Martinsville was that bad. People were saying how, it was dominated by just two guys. Well, isn't that the way the spring race has been for the last 5 years now?
Feels like it.
You still saw overtaking and battle going on. It's just the difference was it wasn't 500 laps. Thank God. I'm so glad they went to 400 laps with that, because they did get under that 3-hour threshold, so that was fantastic.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and there was a lot of others. Since we talk about all the other action that was going on, here's something else I noticed, and this has nothing to do with the racing. These cars are slightly more quieter.
they are kind of.
Yeah, because I say that because my dad told me, he's like, hey, did you notice these cars are a little bit more quieter? Because now you can hear the announcers at the track a lot better than what you would in previous years. And I was like, and I gave it a listen as the cars were coming by during their pace laps, or caution laps. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, he's right. These cars are a little bit quieter. I think it's better to, I mean, heck, these cars are quiet enough to where, yes, it's not preferred, but you could actually watch that entire race without ear protection. It's not preferred, but
well, sure.
it makes it a little bit more easier to handle, if you actually do go down that route.
Well, I'll know it if I ever get back to Texas Motor Speedway, which I'm not so sure I will until they fix that racetrack. I might hit COTA next year. We'll see.
COTA, you may not be. Then I may meet you in person then, because I'm thinking about COTA next year. To be honest with you,
I don't know. I'd have to figure out because hotel rates in the Austin area are just atrocious. It takes 4.5 hours to get down there from my school.
Yeah.
And so, and given that it's probably going to be like a 2-3 p.m. Start time, and the race probably going to be about 3 hours long. Let's see, that'd be 5-6 o'clock. 4 hours back or so. I'd be every bit of midnight before I got back. So
that part might be a bit of a conversation for another time.
So let's continue on. with this. Other than that, I mean, I don't really have anything else bad to say other than here's the thing that I thought was, yes, it sucked for him, but it was a little funny for me.
Bell cutting off Chastain off of 4.
Yes, I look over, I'm watching it, like I'm looking, and I see a white car bounce down, like come down on another car, and then just cut completely right. I'm like, whoa, and then the car comes across. It's Christopher Bell, and why it's like, dang it, man.
I didn't say. I know. Well, I didn't say dang it.
No, I know you didn't.
I said, damn it. It's like, man.
Yeah, I would love to see how people try to pin that on Ross Chastain.
Oh,
honestly, I was kind of one of those people. It's like, come on, man. I stuck up with you. I've been sticking up for you for a while. Then you do it to my guy. He's like, come on.
Yeah, that's what I was.
The thing is, I thought it was more Bell.
Yeah,
I saw it that way too. And I was gonna say,
it's like he's just coming up. Ross is not gonna go up and hit the wall. Okay, he's not gonna damage the car.
The thing that I think, the thing that made it worse on Bell was Chastain had just come off of a pit stop
with pressure tires.
Bell, I think, was on a little bit of a different strategy. So I don't know why Bell was blocking somebody else who had fresher tires, but at the same time, Chastain did not lift at all. So
yeah, it's kind of 50-50.
Well, no, he had a run on the outside. Of course, he wasn't going to.
Well, yeah, he had a run, but Bell should have, in my opinion, he should have let him by. But I don't know why he put the block on.
I don't know. He had one of the best cars.
Honestly, yeah.
All take, no give.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, talking about that, let's go through the finishing. Let's go through the finishing order. Start off with, of course, our 15th winner this season. Might I add?
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Harvick is our winner, and he broke what was it?
65 race
winless.
65 winless.
Dates back to the 2020 Bristol night race.
Yeah.
And then who had a really good race. Bubba Wallace qualified first, comes home second. Not too bad.
I'm happy we got second. I understand his frustration with not winning because ultimately, who talks about second place at the end of the day? Everyone just remembers who won. Bubba, that win's coming, man. You're on a streak of 4 straight top 10. So he may even be on a streak of 4 straight top 5s right now. So,
I don't know, but we still have 3. He has three races left, so
it's coming. It's coming, man.
Coming. So we'll have another conversation about that later. But going through the list, Denny Hamlin, my opinion, I think him or Christopher Bell should have won this race.
Yeah,
they had the speed all race. Both of them did. I think Hamlin had a little bit more than Bell, but you could still see that those two were probably the best cars.
It should have probably been a Toyota, just looking at the speed that they had.
Exactly. Agreed.
My goodness.
So then now we got Joey Logano, fourth place. Ryan Blaney got a good 5th place. Martin Truex Jr. 6th place. Kyle Larson, Eric Jones. He was running good that whole time.
Mm-hmm.
We thought he was going to run good. Alex Bowman finally gets a top 10 again.
For the first time since
8 races ago, which that would have been.
Let me see if I can do math.
Sheesh.
Sonoma. I want to guess.
I don't think it was even
My
Sonoma.
Lord.
No, it was 15th race. It was the one before Nashville.
So
not Nashville.
No.
Gateway.
Let me have a look here. Alex Bowman.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll continue this. And his guy, he even admits Ty Gibbs is the top 10. We were talking about this a little bit after. He is definitely starting to become a little bit cup ready.
He is.
He's definitely cup ready.
My problem with that is that I don't think he should jump straight up there right away.
Exactly. Unless unless Kurt Busch officially. If Kurt Busch comes out this year, if his concussion is still not good, if he's still not cleared for a while, and he's actually calling it quits,
then you have no choice. Put him in.
Put Ty Gibbs in a 45. If not, then just put Kyle Busch in a 45. But either way, if something happens to either one of the Busch brothers, I think Ty Gibbs will end up moving up without a choice.
Right.
Well, my thing there is if you put Kyle Busch in the 45, who are you going to put in the 18?
Ty Gibbs.
Like Brandon Jones or something?
Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs will have no choice to move up.
All right.
Because the plan is for him to take another year, but if, like, Kyle Busch don't have a ride in 18 and we can't figure out anyone to fill that, or...
Well, here's another website. Let me get it up.
By the way, I found that tweet. Someone who was saying... someone who was crapping on Ross for the incident in turn 4 said, everybody's sliding up off the bottom of the corner coming out of 4. Ross is stupid for trying to pass Bell on the outside. I don't understand that.
He had a run.
That person
4 fresh tires, you're going to have a monstrous
That person
run.
just has it out for Ross, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, so I found about a week or so ago, I found a website that tracks every single driver's contract deals and when they start, when they end, when their next extension's going to be, new team, whatever. So, let's see. So we all know very easily that Kyle Busch's deal expires this year. We have no idea when that's going to expire. But here's another deal that we might have to keep our eyes on here, even though it's probably not going to be talked about. We have no idea when Cole Custer's contract is supposed to end. That is to be determined right now.
But he is not.
He's not up to par with everybody else at SHR.
He should have been. Like, he won his rookie season, and we didn't think he was going to have good. People have sophomore slumps. We get that, but it's the junior year now, and he's still not performing like we think he should.
Right.
He's not getting renewed when it comes time to do the next contract.
No.
I do see him potentially going to SS Greenlight in the Xfinity Series since he's got something going there now. I think he could win a championship with that 07 team.
Could.
With the alliance with them and SHR got right now.
And there was some projected rumor. I don't know if it's going to be true or not. It depends on what goes on in these next few months. It could mean Kyle Busch could go to the 41. Could. Remember, could. Not saying it will happen, but it could. I
wouldn't wish being in that 41 car on anybody though, because that has consistently for the last 4 or 5 years now been the weakest car at Stewart-Haas Racing.
Well, for the longest time, it was always the 10, because of course Danica Patrick. But then
then they got Almirola in
after
there.
18,
he's actually been somewhat consistent.
Yeah, after 18, of course the 41 was not the best one still.
But it wasn't the worst car either.
Exactly. Him or Almirola. They weren't up. Of course, they weren't up to par with Clint Boyer or Kevin Harvick.
Kevin Harvick was just.
Harvick was on a different zip
code.
Harvick was on a completely different zip code.
But then it's like even after Kurt Busch left.
Yeah.
And when 2019 happened, it was still even between Eric Almirola, Daniel Suarez, and Clint Boyer. There was no lesser guy from the group.
Yeah.
Even when 2020 came around, and when Cole Custer won,
right?
I mean, he still was good on that. But then it's since 2021, and still kind of 2022 right now, it's been not a good time for the team. So you can't really say he's like the weakest link.
Yeah.
And well, the 41's the weakest link in the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
But the driver, you could kind of see it, because at least all the other Stewart-Haas cars have got to win at least the last few years.
Yes.
The last 2 years, I should say, counting this one and last year.
Yeah.
Yes, Cole Custer got it the year before, but even then, that's when Stewart-Haas started going downhill.
He kind of fell off.
I think Custer's a driver that could be on the same level like a Justin Allgaier that could never really make it in the Cup Series per se, but could make a great career in the Xfinity Series, which
as he has before.
There's no shame attached to having a good career in Xfinity that I can find in just about any dictionary. Heck, if you just want to carve a career,
say the same thing about.
Look at Hornaday, look at Crafton, look at Benson.
I was about to mention Crafton.
Look at Skinner, look at Sprague.
Yeah,
I was about to mention those guys too.
Heck, Bliss won a truck championship. Well, that was before he went to Cup, anyways. But I digress.
He still did it, but
he still did.
Anyways, let's go ahead and let's finish up the finishing results here.
We got Chase Elliott, William Byron, Austin Dillon, and Ty Dillon. Nice run for both those guys. How about attaboy to both teammates on Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher.
Yeah.
Brad Keselowski started 33rd. And he
looked good.
RFK looked really good in this race.
You want to talk about drivers who looked really good? It's the next guy after this one. We got Justin Haley having a good run for Color Grace. Austin Hill. We mentioned good truck guys and Xfinity guys. Austin Hill. And I kind of feel like that was mainly because like drivers getting wrecked out and stuff. But even then,
Corey LaJoie is another guy on this list too.
Hill was running up in the top 10, even top 5 at points.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yesterday's race.
So Austin Hill, I think he's probably going to be guy to replace Tyler Reddick in the 8 car.
I have no doubt.
Couple years.
Yeah.
But I like that Richard Childress is trying to get one really early. And if Austin Hill having 2 wins, yes, super speedways, but if you look at the other tracks, even Michigan, he's not bad.
He's not.
He's really good.
And I'm really applauding what's happening this year because now with the next gen car, it's not only opening the door to like even on road courses like other drivers from other nationalities and other racing series to come in and drive this car. It's also opening the door for younger talent to get a chance up in the Cup Series and see what this car is really about.
The 3 main drivers.
And get them ready.
Exactly. The 3 main drivers you could put on that list is definitely Ty Gibbs, who currently has a top 10, like 2 top 10s.
2 top 10s.
I mean, no one. Man.
Listen, as much as I pick on him, as much as I dip his entire carcass into the grease, I give him credit where it's due.
Yeah. Ty Gibbs is definitely a cup winner, maybe Cup champion.
Yeah.
100% in my opinion. You also got
time will tell.
Oh yeah, time will tell.
Sky's the limit.
Hell yeah. Also another guy on that list while he's about to go deal with the dogs again. But
shut the door.
They
go nuts anyway.
But anyways, going back on that topic though, you can also add Noah Gregson. Noah Gregson, we'll talk about him when we get there, but Noah Gregson dominated. He didn't dominate the race, but he had one of the cars that could probably get like a good top 5 finish.
That was the only Kaulig car that was inside the top 10 throughout the vast majority that he's been in the race. Let's be real here. The 16 car and the Cup side of Kaulig Racing, arguably one of the best cars that they've got.
Oh no, absolutely.
And Noah Gregson has not been the best in that one, but that was probably one of his best performances. And the finish will not show it, unfortunately. But
he was running like second.
He was running as close as fourth.
Closest fourth when he had the issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was either third or second at one point. Then he slipped back.
Oh
and I guess
he
had
got
the
up.
issue.
He got up there, but he slipped back a good bit.
Yeah.
But
Anyways, Chase Briscoe rounds out the top 20.
freaking shame for Gregson though. For
Oh,
Yeah, that was a
much better
awful.
result.
I felt bad for him.
Josh Bilicki got 21st. Cody Ware 22nd. BJ
That's
McLeod.
Cody Ware.
Yeah, go for Cody Ware. The two guys who was leading
24th and 25th.
the Trackhouse guys. Ross
They
Chastain
tried
and
coming
Schwartz.
down that pit road at the same time to work the strategy. They were doing team orders. They were trying to gap the rest of the field, and then that caution comes out. It's like, well, there goes that.
And Suarez was the free pass card too. That was the bad thing.
All right, I gotta take this.
Yeah, you go ahead. I got you, man.
Goodness gracious.
He's got a phone call. He'll be right. I think it's
All right.
good that I'm actually here to help take over. A little bit.
So.
But yeah, Trackhouse doing so well, then that happened. But Christopher Bell, I cannot say this enough how disappointed I am. Christopher Bell,
Yeah.
like I mentioned, was one of the top guys. No doubt, probably could have won this race. Could have
For sure.
won this race, and then he wrecked, and it's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Todd Gilliland he limped his way back to a 27th position. Michael McDowell limped his way to a 28th, and then we got all of our guys who DQ'd. And you're back, so you can help scroll down a
Reddick.
bit. Tyler Reddick.
blew up.
Tyler Reddick, the guy that me and him, if we were
We
to
both betted money on him to win. Not literal
we
money,
didn't- yeah,
but we bet.
You picked him.
We picked him to win.
him, yeah.
And my dad, ironically enough, he was like, Harvick's going to win. I feel in my gut that Harvick's going to win.
And guess who won?
He called it.
Harvick.
He called it.
I think I had Reddick going. No, I had Blaney going in. That's who I had.
Blaney was another good one too,
Yeah.
but
Then
kind of
Blaney ended up finishing
fifth.
Yeah.
Not bad.
But,
But higher. Your dad got the highest one.
yeah,
but-
yeah. And before we finish up the results, I got to say something. I honestly did not think Harvick was going to walk out of
Nor
MIS
did I.
with the win. Because he had almost an entire straightaway lead. Entire straightaway. He was, ever since he got that push on the final restart, Harvick was gone.
And I kind of think if Hamlin didn't get that man over the wall speeding penalty, which you mentioned Kyle Busch getting cheered when he got wrecked. Should have seen all those anti-Denny Hamlin
Yeah,
fans.
as soon as they heard that he got penalized for too many men over the wall, they were just like, yeah! Woo!
I'm like, oh my god.
They're just like, okay, so it wasn't for an uncontrolled tire. It was for one guy that stepped out to grab the tire.
Yeah, but kind of sucks, but
He rallied.
and if anything, I think he would have
He
been
already
the guy.
picked Cruz.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Well, I think if he didn't have that, I think he would have gave Harvick a run for his money. I think Hamlin could have won that race.
Without a doubt. But
Going through the race, talking about people on fire, let's talk about Cole Custer.
literally.
Oh, literally.
Apparently, I found this out on Twitter, and this was really funny. Someone designed that paint scheme for Cole Custer last year.
Oh,
And
I
at the
saw it.
Clash, it caught on fire. And then this year, similar situations. Like, why did I make this paint scheme so that way it could burn?
That's funny.
That was funny.
Harrison. We
I'm
talked
glad
about
that Cole got out though, because that looked
yeah.
like every
Absolutely.
time they let that fire extinguisher off, like it looked bad. The flames looked bad enough. It was at the door of the car.
Yeah, it was.
But then, like when they let that fire extinguisher off, you put the fire extinguisher puts the fire out, but it also takes the oxygen out of the air.
Yeah.
So, and being how you got all those things hooked up to you, on the helmet, everything else,
and you're just trying to be as quickly, like, get out as quickly as possible, and just trying to get
and I
all that
guarantee
unhooked.
you,
it's,
I remember Dale Jr. was talking about an incident he had at Sonoma in 2004.
yeah,
Like,
where
normally, like, you practice getting in and getting out, but when you're in the situation where you absolutely have to get out, you're in this daze.
yeah, he
You're
was
trying
in,
to you're
yeah.
trying to remember. Your brain's just going all over the place.
He
like,
was-
I can't believe this
and the
happening.
thing was,
The car's on fire.
he was in
How do I get out of here?
Yeah, he was in an entirely different car at that point. So
Yeah.
just trying to figure out, okay, how do I get out of this thing? Compared to how to get out of a stock car, which he knows how to do. That it does, yes, it does take your brain a few moments to kind of like remember, okay, how do I get out of this thing?
Yeah.
Well, I guarantee it happens no matter what car you're in.
Yeah.
Because,
Awesome.
like I said, you're in a daze when something happens.
So now here are the guys who were involved in that wreck.
Lap 24-25 crash.
Harrison Burton, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Almirola, J.J. Yaley, Kyle Busch, and Austin Cindric.
Ugh. Sorry, Elijah.
That was sucky for me.
And he has a whole fit. You'll see, he recorded a bunch of stuff. He'll make a video of it. But he was in his whole fit.
Top to bottom, all red, white, and black. Everything. From the shoes, to the shorts, to the shirt, to the hat.
And then look where he finished.
Dead last.
37th.
Dead last.
Dead freaking last.
At least my guy got higher.
Yeah. But he didn't win at the same time, so...
Did y'all put a side bet on which one of your guys was going to finish higher or something?
No, I guess that was just a moral bet. But
it was just
Yeah,
like
why you would have won.
But hey, listen. If I have to suffer through this, you have to suffer with me.
Yeah.
So,
Because of
Evidently.
Bell, yeah.
yeah.
Bell decided, well, fair is fair. Well, you may as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, so let's go ahead and look at my. Can you pull up my little point stands there for me real quick? Thank
Let's
you.
go.
I think I'm the only guy who didn't actually. Their driver actually didn't have to suffer this weekend. Well,
You
except for
think?
Custer? I like Custer, but so
You
that
think?
sucked.
No, you are. Out of
only one
the
of
three of us.
The only one of the three of us.
Yeah.
If you scroll, there
I'm
we go.
still
That works.
I'm still on a high after that.
Oh,
That was nice.
We're still on a high from the entire weekend. Well, mainly
I have
yesterday,
no
but
doubt.
still.
I've got to get up to MIS one of these years. That's been on my bucket list for pretty
It's
much
worth
ever
it.
since I've been a
I'll-
NASCAR
I'll
fan.
say it, it's definitely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I have no doubt. Aesthetically around the track, the surrounding area looks very pretty.
Oh, you should see
And
flying. It's amazing.
There's so much about the Midwest I like. We've been road tripping in the Midwest the last 2 summers.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's amazing.
So-
It's amazing up here. I love it up here. So look at the point. Here.
Certainly beats 110 degrees in the summer in freaking North Central Texas.
I can actually agree with that.
Amen.
I'm the state above you. I'm state above you, and I can agree with that. My stomach
has
just
been-
messaged me asking
It has
about
been
it.
so freaking dry.
Oh no!
We've just
Oh,
been
you should have seen it
begging
like.
for rain.
You should have seen like we're talking about. You saying like this area is hot, and we're talking about how hot the car his
Like
car was.
inside the car, you get into it and it's like you step into either a sauna or you like get into an oven.
Exactly.
It's just like
exactly.
you just get hit with this wall of heat. And I'm like, ugh.
And then
my
I've been
glasses fog up every
Yes!
single
and
time
I
get
know how hot my car gets. So when I stepped in there, it's like, oh, this ain't too bad. This ain't too bad.
The other day when I was out getting some stuff, like I get in my car and I turn the air conditioner on full blast on cold, and it did nothing.
Oh,
It literally did nothing.
That'll be me.
I had
That'll be
I had
me.
a bunch of warm air, or no, I had the cold air going up to my face, but I also had the windshield with the sun coming in, the windows, a side window with the sun coming in, the sun's in my face.
yeah.
like actually in my face, so I'm barely able to see anyways.
So,
So,
Alright.
Minnesota and North Dakota were better. I miss being up there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh well.
Back to this. Look at the points right now. We got like I mentioned before, 15 different winners.
Mm-hmm.
With
You know what the record is, don't you?
15.
16.
The record is 19 in
Oh.
2001. I still think we're gonna bust that record wide open this year.
It's looking to be extremely possible. But as far as like the regular season, we need one more winner, and then yeah.
And then look
Dude,
on the
Blaney and
bubble.
Truex are screwed if somebody else.
And that will be
win.
surprising too.
Yeah.
Because Blaney
It
and
also-
Truex are above. They're top 10 in points.
Yeah.
Regular
And
points.
that's,
They're
and
top
that's
10.
still one of the most frustrating things about this win and you're in thing to me, even to this day. I get it. They want wins to matter more than anything. But let me pull it up here. I want to see what it averages they're running here.
So while you do that, we still got Elliott with 4, Ross, Joey, Byron, Reddick, and Hamlin with 2. They still got the regulars with Harvick coming in now in the 10th spot. Now this is where it gets interesting. If both Ryan Blaney and Truex win, Kurt Busch might be the first one out. Kurt Busch might be the first one out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even if he comes back before the cutoff at Daytona happens.
Which I did the points and the math a bit. Even if he's out at Daytona, he is not going to be in the 30s. There's no way he's going to get to the 30s with only 3 races left and he misses them. He's fine. He's still fine, but it's still worrisome.
Yeah. I'd say so.
For sure.
Mm.
Even if he makes it in, he is not going to go. Even if he gets back in, he's not making it in the first round.
Yeah. I
I
think so too. And even then, with Kurt Busch, I don't want to throw him under that bus completely. I really don't see Cindric making it out of round 1 either.
I agree. It's hard to tell with these guys, but we'll just have to figure out and see.
Once the chase grid gets set up
Exactly.
and it's official.
I gotta see if Kurt comes back. I have to see how he looks first before
We
Yeah.
won't know
I
yet
make a
till later.
judgment.
So
We're recording Monday, so we'll figure out later
He's
this
been-
week. But
yeah,
because he's been bad fast this year.
without a shadow of a doubt,
When when the pit crew doesn't mess him up, like every single Toyota driver this year.
or if something happens to him. I mean, but like it was a little slow start, I'd say. You know, it took a little bit to get the wheels rolling.
Sure,
but you know,
brand new car.
Yeah, and not just that. It's also, I'd say, a brand new team as well.
Yes,
But you know, then once he got that
what I
win,
meant.
then
That's
once
what
he
I
got
meant.
that win, that's when things kind of started taking off for him. And it wasn't like ever since that win at Kansas, like boom, he's like right up there in the picture every single race. It was a slow climb, and you know, you're showing patience over the course of time, and pretty
Sure.
soon, yeah, you're up there and everything. Like, and I think that's the kind of patience that Kurt Busch needs to have, especially should he get cleared to come back. Like, yes, you're not going to perform like top notch as soon as you come back. You got to shake
Sure.
off like whatever rust that you have from the last 3 weeks that you were out of the car. You'll perform great. But
is it Kansas' second race of the round of 16?
I think so.
I can't remember anymore.
I think so.
If
Let me
that's the only way he has to follow back.
Yeah.
on that
Well,
Kansas race in order for him to.
you just said, Elijah. You made a good point that he's going to need a few races to
Yeah, it is.
kind of get back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
You better hope that he's not having to get back into the swing of things in that round of 16. Let me tell you right now.
Yeah,
If he
there's
has
no.
to
I
get back
personally.
in the round of 16, I think he's screwed.
Yeah, I
Agreed.
I think even Kurt could go into that awareness like, okay, I might not make it out of the first round, but at least I can still go into this thing swinging as best as I can.
And the best race to do that on would be a race you just won and not that long ago, which is he better bring that damn paint scheme back. He better be lucky and bring that paint scheme back.
Yeah. Bring that car back too.
So yeah, the round of 16 is the Southern 500, Kansas, and then the Bristol Night Race.
There it is.
So I just thought so. Yeah. So go now back on these points. Of course, the last seed in on points is Ryan Blaney with 19 points. Martin Truex Jr. is out by 19. That's not terrible. That could be switched in a race.
Yeah.
So Eric Jones, but these guys are must wins, no doubt. Eric Jones 190, Eric Almirola 210, Bubba Wallace 234.
235, but
235.
Still, here's my thing with this. If there are no more winners, like no more different winners between now and Daytona, the battle's truly on between Ryan Blaney and Martin Truex Jr.
100%.
Eric Jones, I see as the only long shot. Almirola and Bubba Wallace, unless if a miracle happens for one of those two, they don't have a chance.
Agreed.
And you know about Jones, though, since you brought him up, I was actually looking at the non-playoff standings here. The guys who don't have wins in the top 16 in the standings, Ryan Blaney, who's second in the standings, Martin Truex Jr. is fourth in the standings with no wins, and Eric Jones is 14th.
Yeah.
And he's 309 behind Elliott, and the cutoff at Hamlin would be 323 back, so he'd be 17th. Cindric is 7 points ahead of Denny Hamlin right now.
Yeah.
In the full season point standings. So I don't know. Elliott's dominating it.
I'll say this. Ever since we went to the NBC coverage, Chase Elliott has been unstoppable.
Agreed.
He has a 119 point lead right now, which is, I think, if he had 1 point more, that would be 2 races worth of points.
Yeah.
Because you get 10 points per stage win, and there's 2 stages every week, and then you have the 40 points when you win, not including the playoff points, obviously.
Right.
It's hard to say, but it could be either Watkins Glen. I'd say if he wins that race, he is locked. He has that locked. No matter what happens at Daytona, he's a regular season champion.
Yeah.
I think he just has to run well at Richmond this weekend, and then
I think even if he
starts Watkins Glen, he's pretty much got it.
Yeah, even if he runs bad at Richmond, if he just does really amazing Watkins Glen, which he's done before, he has that in the bag.
Which I don't think he's going to run bad at Richmond. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's talk about the Xfinity points.
As much as I'm not a fan, I have to be objective
and unbiased.
Yeah. I try.
So do I.
I think I'm better at it than other people, though I'm not sure. Maybe I'm giving myself too much credit.
Anyway, speaking of being
I probably am. I probably am now that I think about it. But he's got an average finish of 10.3 this year. Usually, more often than not, the champion's going to hit an average finish between 8th or 10th.
Yeah.
And he's on par to hit that right now if this was a full season system. Blaney in second place and Chastain and Truex all have the same average finish ratio rounded off to the nearest 10th of 13.3. So he's beating him by 3 positions on average.
That's impressive.
That's significant. If you've seen like the gaps of the old championship systems, the old championship years from like 2003 backwards, that is a huge gap.
Amazingly big.
All right, now let's jump over to Xfinity points. I forgot to mention this after we got done with the grid on that, but let's just go ahead and go there real quick. Of course, we still got Ty Gibbs with 5 wins, AJ Allgaier and Gregson both at 3, Barry and Hill 2, and then Brandon Jones with a single win. Then Sam Mayer still ahead of them in the 8th seed with 136 points. Herbst only 5 back with 131. Hemrick 98. Castle 66, and Ryan Sieg are 52 above the cut line. Is this supposed to be 52 or 50? 52 or 50? I don't know.
Yeah,
I think I messed up my point there.
It's fine.
But either way, Sheldon Creed is 50 or 52 back from that. He's might be able to sneak his way in there.
He's got a pretty slim chance,
but he still has a good chance to probably point his way in. Anthony Alfredo 75 back, Brandon Brown 87 back, and Jeb Burton 155. And since Brett Moffitt is not competing, he was on the bubble. But he's no longer involved.
He really isn't involved because of funds with his team. So you could easily write him off. I mean, depending on what goes on in the future. So
exactly.
My thing is, I'd say a lock. Some point down the road, Mayer, Herbst, Hemrick. I'd say they're locked in.
Agreed.
Castle, Sieg, Creed, and Alfredo. Those are the guys that are going to be fighting hard.
And it's a question about Brown too, because we don't know if he's always.
We don't know how much longer he can go.
Exactly, without doing like part times and all that. So that's why I was so iffy on putting Brown back in this too, because I had him out, but then it's like, well, he's doing okay. I might as well bring him back. Mm-hmm. But unless he's not, he's not in this next race. Because there is no next race. This race.
I don't.
This week.
I don't.
Not this weekend.
No.
Yeah.
So there's Watkins Glen.
Yeah, Watkins Glen. We don't know he's going in that one. So he has a week to figure that out. But
yeah.
But other than that, I don't see him. And even if he gets one race out, unless he got a waiver, he's not.
Yeah.
So I do agree if it's between Castle, Sieg, Creed, and Alfredo.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing since I wasn't here for whenever we did Indianapolis or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Grid and finger one.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we ever did cover that one.
We never touched on that.
We scroll down a bit too, because we need to cover that as well.
Yeah, we never touched on that at all.
Yeah, we never did that. So while you bring that up,
21 months it took for him
almost
to win
2
again.
years for this man.
Felt good.
Oh,
while you
Felt
bring
really good.
While you bring that up, we could talk about that. Grid and finger is one, so he's in the next round.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Edfinger's going to the next round, so he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got Zane Smith, who's still 3 wins this season, had all the points. He's still 50 above the cutoff. Ben Rhodes is 36 above. Can you scroll up a little bit? That works right there.
Yeah.
Stuart Friesen 28, John Harnemchek 24, and tied with Chandler Smith as well. And then Ty Majeski is up by 19, and Carson Hocevar is up 7, and Crafton and Eckes are below, tied with 7. And me and him did predictions, I think a week before the race.
Yeah, we did.
Did a prediction, and I think he proved me wrong, because I thought it was going to be Edfinger and Crafton that was going to be out.
I thought Enfinger was going to be out on the first round as well, but he proved us both wrong.
Both wrong.
Honestly, I hate to say it because he's my guy, but he's had a rough year. He's
Let
had
me
a
guess.
really tough year, and I didn't think he was going to come out of this round either. But
Crafton?
uh,
Enfinger.
Enfinger.
Oh yeah, Edfinger.
He's-
I thought you
he's
were about
my
to say
guy.
Crafton. But yeah, he's not having a good year either.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crafton's not really
But-
well. His standards. Crafton's a 3-time champion, so his standards are a bit different than
You talk about
Enfinger.
you talk about drivers having good standards, probably make it past the round. What about what's going on with Eckes? He's below the cutoff.
I have no idea. Well, let me see.
He's
Ekis, did he run full time last year?
No.
he did
part-time.
not. No, he ran part time.
What did he? 1 win, 2 top 5s, 5 top 10s.
He
and-
won. He won at Las Vegas.
Yeah.
He did win
Right.
Vegas.
Should have won Gateway.
I think
Yeah,
probably should have won
probably.
Gateway.
Yeah.
But then
he's trending an average finish of 10.7 right now, which is it doesn't sound bad on paper. But then let's take a look at a guy like Zane Smith here, who is having, the
His
season
best
of his
season.
career.
I think
He's trending an average finish of 8.4 right now.
Zane Smith I think is championship favorite. I think Zane Smith is a championship favorite. I think Chandler Smith might be a championship favorite.
Chandler Smith is trending on an average finish of 9.3.
Yeah. I think maybe Time Adjust. No, not Time Adjust. No, I'm not going to put him in the third.
Friesen's average is actually 9.5.
I think Friesen's another one.
Yeah.
If he's able to, and John Hernimachek might be, but Carson.
It was speaking of Majeski, as good as it was to see Grant win again, it's tough to see. It's tough to see it come at the expense of Ty Majeski with all the stuff that with the way his career has gone. I've been following it, as is pretty much everybody else, but I've pretty much been. I've seen this guy since the start, pretty much in his NASCAR career, and it's just he finally gets the opportunity, and he comes that freaking close to winning, but it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming, Ty, for sure.
Yeah.
Same thing for Carson Hocevar.
Again, yeah.
No.
Yeah, probably.
But I think that's all we can do.
Wouldn't put it past Joseph, but he's just got Murphy looking over his shoulder, man.
Murphy.
He's so unlucky.
I hate to say it.
He's either unlucky or he gets in his own way. IRP.
I still don't. I want to disagree so badly because he comes from my area.
No, I know.
Portage. So, but no, it's. I mean, you do gotta admit sometimes he just he doesn't pull the best moves, but
Yeah.
he does what he has to do. Anyways, I don't think there's
Still a
really.
heck- Still a heck of a driver, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Without a doubt. But no, anyways, I think that's all that there is to really cover. I don't think there's any other breaking news.
Well, we can add on to where Marco Andretti will be at the Charlotte Roval
That would be cool.
in the Xfinity Series.
That will be really
Guy who may or may not have won the SRX championship
Honestly,
this year. Nobody's real.
I'm still needing to do those points because, like, if they're saying that's true, then Newman should have gotten that championship. Newman probably would have won that, but Marco Andretti didn't even win. It's a funny thing. Marco Andretti never won. He still got the championship.
I was under the impression that it was going to be Labonte.
Okay.
I was
last
kind of
race.
hoping it was Labonte. I'm glad he won,
Yeah.
but
I wanted Labonte to win, but oh well,
Yeah.
didn't happen.
It do be how it do be. All right.
It just kind of slipped my mind that the heats counted for points also. So I don't know why it did.
Yeah, I don't think there is anything to
really add on.
'cause I know there's Marco, but I can't really think of a lot.
No,
I can't. My head.
I can't either.
So, have y'all ever talked about the Chicago street course at all?
You know what? Let's go ahead and discuss it. Here's my thing with it. I think it's great, but that comes at the expense of losing Road America. A track that got voted best racing 2 years in a row, and you got to go for one of the third most popular cities in the world. So I mean,
in the United States,
in the U.S.
Sure.
Okay, so in the U.S. but
Chicago's a top 4 market. I think I learned all about media markets and radio production this last spring.
Yeah.
And Chicago's a top 5 market. But is it a sports market though? Because, like, for example, you know how bad the Bears have been? Look at those stands at Soldier Field. It's a ghost town. They are warm weather. There's warm weather fans in Chicago. I don't really think I don't think they care about sports unless they've got a team that's doing good. Which, I mean, more power to them. They have a lot of sports teams to choose from: the Chicago Fire, the White Sox, the Cubs, the Bulls, the Bears.
Yeah.
If anything, what they should have kept from Chicago is Chicagoland Speedway. That would not have been as bad if we lost Road America to Chicagoland, but it would have been to their street course. And I don't know.
And I get what they're...
think I'm crazy.
Oh.
But, like, you could have Road America and have Chicagoland
Exactly.
at the same time, right? There's a mile and a half that ISC has that has more than one date. That's pretty much the same. Well, I mean, just about every mile and a half in NASCAR is the same shape. Who are we kidding? Or not kidding anything. Everybody knows that.
Right.
But like, I don't know. Maybe take a date from Kansas. Give it to Chicagoland. I understand Kansas is like among people's favorite mile and a half tracks, but you want to go to more than one market, you got to start cutting down on some of these tracks that have 2 dates.
Yeah.
Kansas was one. I think Kansas was kind of revamped after this next gen one. So I don't think you're really seeing a second race of that going anywhere.
It's funny to me because last year everyone's on the bandwagon of get away from the intermediates, more short tracks, more road courses, more everything else.
And then we got
and
more.
Now
we got it.
And now it's intermediates, and more intermediates.
Yeah, it's like
people are talking about going back to Kentucky. First of all, Kentucky sucked. Second of all, Chicagoland. Yeah, sure, the racing was good at Chicagoland, but the stands there, again, like Soldier Field during the Chicago Bears games, it was a ghost town in 2019, the last time they were there. And so I don't know, you've gotta really, really get the locals jazzed up about NASCAR again. And I think that's what they're trying to do. Well, I don't think. I know that's what they're trying to do with the Chicago street course. But like y'all, I hate that it's at the expense of Road America. I love Road America.
Exactly.
Road America was a hit.
Like I get you're trying to.
When you think road courses in America, what are the first 3 tracks that come to your mind? Like Watkins Glen, probably. Then you probably throw in Laguna Seca. And then you throw in... No, probably not Laguna Seca. You probably think Long Beach. And then I guarantee you Road America's up there too.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Road America.
And you can also, in here lately, you can also mention Coda, because that one actually was a success.
Exactly. This year it was. And again, like I was trying to say, but I get you're trying to have like one of the most diverse schedules in all of motorsports, but don't do it at the expense of another date.
Agreed.
Which, I mean, granted, NASCAR kind of does have the most diverse schedule now because IndyCar, they have what, 4, 5 oval races now. They have Texas. They have 2. They had 2 Iowa dates. They had Gateway and Indianapolis. Okay, 5 oval dates, and the rest are either street courses or road courses.
How about we just get
And Formula One's all road courses. IMSA's all road courses. NASCAR's got. They've only got 6 road courses. They've got a dirt track. They've got big super speedway, intermediate super speedways, and then mile and a halves. Then they have the bottom intermediates, a mile to 1.49 miler, and then they got short tracks.
Yeah.
Speaking of like Indy cars and circle Indy car
Oval tracks.
oval. I lost the word for a minute. Give my top of your head, Jimmy Johnson. I think we mentioned this in an episode prior.
Yeah.
It's like, Jimmy Johnson. We knew this was going to happen with him. He's an oval guy. We knew this was going to happen.
The double header at Iowa, I think is what you're referring to.
Yeah.
God, that was fun. I think it's where they ought to have the NASCAR IndyCar doubleheader. Or heck, why not have more than one? I want to float an idea out there. I'm willing to be talked out of it, but I want to float an idea out there. Let's have the NASCAR Indianapolis date in the middle of May as part of a build-up to the Indianapolis 500. You wouldn't have to go back in July. You could save that date for something else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You could go to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Or you could go to Watkins Glen again. I'm referring to the IndyCar schedule in this particular case, but
yeah.
I would also like to see NASCAR go back to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve at some point.
Yeah.
And I know we only had Xfinity there. Dadgummit, I want a cup race there.
Right. It'll be interesting. I mean, that would be fun to watch, though. But
I think
that's all we really can touch on with that topic. So with that being said, let's look straight ahead to Richmond. Xfinity is off, so it's Trucks and Cup for this weekend. Guys, what are we looking forward to with this weekend?
Well, for the cup side, coming back to it, it was a mix between okay and bad. Coming back from the last one, we did have a surprise winner on Denny Hamlin, who won the race. I say surprising. He's won there before, but the way he
did it.
I was gonna say, if you don't know anything about how the race played out, you would think, oh, it's not a surprise. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and it's not just how the race played out, but it's also the matter of how it was in the beginning, where he was still, even after that win, still below the 20 points.
Yeah.
It was actually... It's hilarious to me because that Richmond race in the spring was the antithesis of what it was last year for Hamlin. Last year, he dominates, gets the win stolen away by Alex Bowman. This year, Hamlin doesn't dominate the race. But then he goes up and steals it from Alex Bowman.
No, he didn't steal from Alex
Byron. He stole from Byron.
Byron, whatever. It was a Hendrick car,
Truex.
but it was a Hendrick car anyways.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but either way, it was still that, and
I thought it was Bowman. My memory's a little.
It's okay.
It's
fine.
But Bowman lost at Coda, the week after, I think, where
it was with Holmendinger, Chastain, and Bowman.
Yeah, where Chastain got his first victory.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it's going to be a good race. The truck race is going to be interesting. Their second race of the playoffs. They've had a few weeks to get an idea of the track. Nemechek is the most recent winner at Richmond. But see, looking at the list here, there might be more than meets the eye on guys who can do that, especially if they want a chance to be in the next round.
Right.
What do you think, Josh?
I think if you really want to see who the favorite ought to be for Richmond, you got to go back and look at the results from IRP again. That's just what I think. They're flatter. They're both short tracks. Richmond's 3/4 of a mile. IRP is about half mile to 3/5 of a mile.
Yeah.
Trek.
Agreed.
So Enfinger, I think, and Enfinger doesn't have to race hard because he's already in.
He's in.
I do see him
needs to race for
maybe
points.
when he's won at Richmond before, right? He could get up there and win, get some brownie points. But see, Rhodes finished second last week. Zane Smith finished third, or not last week, but 2 weeks ago. Wait,
Yeah, we got what you
no,
mean.
it was last week. I'm sorry.
At this point, yeah.
It was. But I think anyway, as far as you were asking, as far as the racing goes, I think it's going to be decent. I don't think it's going to be far off from what it was in the spring. I do wish though that they'd go back to what they used to do up until like 2000, and I think the last time they did it was 2016. And everybody thought the races in 2016 in Richmond were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
They don't fill the track in anymore. They don't resurface the track before every race like they did before.
Yeah.
Because they haven't like done a full-blown repave since like 2004 at Richmond. And, people talked about it with Atlanta last year. Like, it got to the point where, like, old surface and everything, worn tires, but like at some point you really gotta bite the bullet and just repave this thing because it just gets ridiculous after a while.
Yeah.
Richmond's at that point. Richmond, it needs a repave.
Mm-hmm.
But either you start resurfacing it again every year like you used to until 2016 when the racing was fantastic, or you just do a full-blown repave like you did in 2004. Which I would welcome. I know what people think repaves is like, oh well, look at Michigan or look at Kentucky or look at Texas. First of all, 2 of those had a reconfiguration on top of that.
Yeah.
Second of all, new pavement usually means better grip. I'm mainly referring to Michigan when I think that. Like, they were carrying those speeds in 2012. They were hitting almost 220 miles an hour going off into turn 1 in 2012.
Right.
On the new Michigan surface. So I'm kind of going all over the place, I know, but
No, you're good. You're good.
what are we gonna expect at Richmond? Hopefully some good racing we're gonna get. But
probably some short track.
I don't know if we're gonna get any. I don't know if it's gonna be a wild card winner per se. I had Logano winning this race in the preseason.
Yeah.
I didn't have him winning actually until this, and he's already won. He won Darlington in the spring, and then he backed it up with Gateway. I'm just looking here at my picks from the preseason. The only thing I've gotten right was Hamlin winning at Richmond.
Right.
Everything else is all over the place. But
yeah,
I mean, if you curious, I can go through it all once we're finished with this. But
yeah.
I think it's gonna be fun. I think that the race in the spring was actually a little better, but the Cup race, anyways, I feel was a lot better than people gave it credit for. Because there were some people saying that the race outright sucked. I don't think that's the case. And Xfinity was pretty good too. Like, you had all sorts of battles going on.
Left and right.
The finish was controversial.
Well, yeah, but that was. I don't think we're gonna see that happen this time. At least, if Ty Gibbs is in that situation, I don't think he's gonna.
Ty Gibbs ain't racing this week, unless it's the Cup Series.
Oh shoot! Right.
Unless it's the Cup Series.
He is going to be in the Cup Series.
Ty Gibbs is not racing.
Yeah.
I don't doubt for a second that Ty Gibbs could go up there and run in the top 5, though. With the speed that he's shown, he's good. He's good at Richmond. He's shown he ran up front all race long in the spring in Xfinity. So he'd probably, if we were doing race win picks, I would say Gibbs would be my underdog.
Well, we're gonna get to that actually because it's time for predictions. Perfect segue, Josh.
So
Perfect segue.
I'm getting ahead of myself here. All right.
You're getting ahead of all of us.
And you're new.
It's kind of like the pit stop show, kind of like how we used to do it. So, for those that are brand new, we give you a driver who we think is going to win. Pretty self-explanatory. The driver to stay away from is the driver that we have that hasn't been doing well the last couple of weeks, or we're just coming up to a track 2 where they suck. Dark Horse is the exact opposite. No points are on the line, Josh, so you can pick freely. And speaking of that, Josh. Oh, wait. There we go. Josh, you are up first.
What did my camera froze up a little bit or something?
And,
or all good?
Just to give him a little deal on that too. You know how like last year we used to do on the playoff guys to do points and stuff. You had to just like get double points. Well, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
If you want to pick like a guy like, let's say for the truck side, you want this is not going to happen, but it's just an example. If Roger Cruz is the driver you want to win, then there's nothing against that. Pick him. This is just an example. I'm spitballing.
If you pick Norm Benning as the driver to win, then it won't count against you.
So we're doing both trucks and Cup.
Yes,
Yeah.
both trucks and Cup.
Okay. So let me pull up.
Just like what we did in the pit stop show, basically.
Let me pull up trucks here real quick. So I want to go back to last year and see the results of Richmond. I've got Racing Reference pulled up right here. So Richmond, did they go to Richmond last year?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they went. They did the spring.
Where the heck? Oh, there
They
it
did the
is.
spring and Nemechek won it.
And Nemechek, Bush, Ankrum, Chandler Smith finished 4th. Huh. Okay. So, and let me see. Okay. For my underdog, I'm going to say Friesen. Because, Richmond gets compared to Phoenix. And Friesen's actually won at Phoenix before. So,
yeah, even in the new configuration.
I'll throw him in as the underdog. My guy to stay away from, I'm going to... I hate to say this, Carson Hocevar.
Ooh, really?
I'm gonna say stay away from him.
Really?
Yeah, I really am. No offense. No offense. It's probably gonna end up coming back to bite me, but we'll see.
Please,
Only
Carson
time will tell.
Hocevar, answer
And
my prayers.
then
He secretly
pick.
finishes dead last.
Shut up.
my win pick, though, I'm gonna go Chandler Smith.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Chandler
That
Smith
is a really
finished
good one.
4th at Richmond last spring in the Truck Series, and he's having the season of his career right now. So
Yeah.
don't put it past him. So for Cup, it shouldn't be so difficult. But so my stay away from pick. I've already told you my underdog. First of all,
Yeah.
Ty Gibbs. Don't hate me for that, by the way.
I mean,
my
you
stay away from pick. Honestly, my stay away from pick would be.
Wait a minute. You said that's if you said Ty Gibbs is the underdog pick.
Ty Gibbs my underdog.
That's if he's in the. That's if he's actually.
If he is, and if he is not, then I'll say. Let me see here. Bear with me a second.
I just thought about that. Like Kurt Busch, it has been confirmed if Kurt Busch has been cleared again or not.
We won't know yet.
I'm trying to see. I want to go back to the spring. Who was kind of Brad Keselowski will be the underdog pick.
Interesting.
He finished 13th in the spring. So, and he's got some momentum coming in from Michigan. So look out for Brad. Stay away from pick. But it gets he's underdog. But if he's not, he's left.
What happened? Sorry? You kind of glitched a little bit.
Oh, I said, if Gibbs is racing, he's my underdog. If he's not, it's Keselowski.
Okay.
I stay away from... This is probably the most difficult one. But, shoot. So... Who finished? I don't know if the spring is really the best indication because the performance of some of these guys have changed since then. But my stay away from picking Cindric for that. And sorry, he finished 20th in the spring. Ugh. And he's not got
crushing his hopes.
He's not got the momentum coming in that Gibbs and Keselowski have, so...
you are crushing his hopes right now. You just got two... You got his truck guy, and then you got his cup guy.
He could make a complete fool out of me.
Please.
So, he could. My win pick, though... I'm gonna go... And for the first time this season, race winner, MTJ.
Ooh,
that's a good one.
That's a good one. Montrex Jr. is a really good.
Especially if it comes to Richmond.
I had to do the Clayton Hughes impression.
There you go.
Race winner.
All right. All right. So focusing on the other end of the states, Wyatt, you're up next.
All right, now I got my little hand.
Don't hate me for that, Elijah. By the way, please.
No, it's going to get good. Just wait. So I got my little.
What are you gonna do?
We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. But anyways, I got my little handy dandy phone here, and it has my little entry list up here. So.
It better be good.
Oh boy.
Alright, so anyways, he's just staring me down. Feel uncomfortable. Anyways, my dark horse on this, I'm actually gonna go different, and so you can stop staring at me. My dark horse is Carson Hocevar.
Okay, good.
All right.
I take that back. He's gonna stay away. Anyways, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He actually is a guy I was thinking about being a dark horse.
You really want me to be a solo host, do you?
Oh no, that's not even the worst one yet. Anyways.
Oh no.
My dark horse, not dark horse, my stay away driver. Me personally, I try to go with the playoff guys. So even if I still try to go with the playoffs. So he's won here, but he hasn't been performing that good. I gotta go Matt Crafton.
Yeah, I mean I can see it.
I gotta go Matt Crafton.
I see it.
My driver to win. I'm torn between two drivers. One, dominant. Two, has won last year. Could do it again. And my gut is telling me to go with John Nemechek. My gut's telling me to go with John Nemechek. I think he's going to win again. Zane Smith is, if I had to choose a second dark horse, it's definitely going to be Zane Smith. He's definitely been pretty good.
Yeah.
But my main one's going to be Carson Hocevar.
Alright.
The Cup Series.
Zane Smith, though, underdog. That is one hell of an underdog.
I mean, it's mainly more of the dark horse, like who could get in top top 20. So it's not an underdog, but it's like a dark horse.
Gotcha.
Different things. Okay, so my dark horse, if he's in the race, I will agree with you about Ty Gibbs. I will agree if he's in the race, but if he's not in the race, I'm giving a tip of the hat to Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin is a good dark
horse.
Yeah, this is where you're going to hate me.
I'm curious what your race winner's going to be.
Well, it's more like who's my stay away than my race winner. I have to agree with you. Because he's actually a guy I've been
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, buddy. When he said it, it was like, I was thinking that too.
Hey, there's no hate for Cindric.
There's no hate for Cindric, but even I can admit, like, I don't see him doing good. Even in the Xfinity Series, I don't think he really did the best at Richmond either. So, that's why I said that's why I said it.
Hey, they're there.
I don't have those types of editing effects. I won't find that out until I try out the new editing software. So that's the substitute for now.
Anyway, you just gave me a Ross Chastain number. Anyways, yeah, he is. It's bad for me to say, but I do have to agree with Cindric. I don't think he's doing all that well. And Richmond, even Xfinity, I don't think he's been the best at Richmond either. So I have to go with Cindric. Cindric was on my mind before you said something. So, and my driver to win, it's a toss up. I want to go with a guy that's already won. I could honestly go with William Byron, but there's also guys who's good there, like Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Christopher. Oh, you know what? Screw it. I was actually gonna agree with you on Truex, but I forgot the guy who's good. There's a guy in the Xfinity Series who's really good at Richmond too, Christopher Bell. I'm going with Christopher Bell.
Okay.
I forgot all about him because Xfinity, he was one of the best at Richmond.
He finished 6th in the spring, so there's a good chance.
On the lead lap, I think too.
Well, yeah, it was on the lead lap. There were 16 cars on the lead lap in the spring.
For some reason, I thought there was a lot less. I thought it was like 10. They may have been the race last year. Maybe that's probably.
I thought there was too.
I don't remember.
But Christopher Bell is my pick.
Well, all right, it's my turn. So here we go. For my driver to win, I can't think of anybody else except for Nemechek. Personally, I think he's pretty much gonna have one of the trucks to beat. Showed it at IRP, of course. So he could do it. Driver to stay away from. Man, this is gonna be tough. I didn't know. This is interesting. Joey Gase in the 20 truck. Nice.
Oh, I didn't see that either.
What I'm gonna say for my driver to stay away from. Chad Chastain's back.
Is Chad really back?
Yeah, Chad Chastain's back.
Stain.
Oh wow.
Chad Stain.
Chad Stain.
I'm gonna say for my driver to stay away from. I kind of see Crafton as the guy to stay away from personally. And it's more so because of just he's got the speed, but it's not the kind of speed that we're all used to, you know? He didn't really come into his own until the mid 2010s. But then after that, how far did he really go from there?
3 championships.
Well, yeah, 3 championships, but after that, where did he go? But aside from when you look at this from the context of winning races, where did that go?
I feel like you have to pick a second dark. Actually, you haven't even picked your dark horse yet.
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
If you say the name, if you already say the name, they won't say nothing about it.
Dark Horse Carson Hocevar.
I could see it. I could see it, but at the same time, like, I don't know, man.
Anyways.
I want to point out another dark horse that could be a really good one that none of us really thought of. Corey Haim.
Yeah.
Corey Haim's another one, and it's in the same equipment as John Hunter, so
Yeah. So,
keep him in mind too.
yeah.
Arca, sure.
But anyways, here we go for the Cup side. Okay, so driver to win. I'm honestly torn between these two.
Yeah.
But I personally think experience is going to pay off, and Truex is going to be the guy to win.
Wait a sec.
Driver to stay away from.
Cindric.
No.
Oh, wait, who was your truck pick to win? Nemechek? Oh, Nemechek.
Yeah,
right.
it was
Yeah,
Nemechek.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with me on Nemechek.
Okay.
The driver to stay away from. I'm not saying him because no. You're really asking me to be a solo host, aren't you? So badly.
More like I feel like you're going to end up shipping me back home tonight
Well,
than tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's almost like that was going to happen anyways.
he was asking for it since yesterday or Saturday night. He was asking for this Saturday night. But I'm gonna say for my driver to stay away from focusing back in, easily Cole Custer. Easily.
Oh, agreed.
I mean, I'm sorry, but yeah, ever since like he hasn't really been up to par, and it's been clear to see. MIS yesterday, by the time we're recording this, was also a clear-cut example, and it's not just it's not necessarily because of his performances that kind of prove this. It's also just other mechanical issues or any other kind of component issues, kind of like any of that kind of stuff that isn't his fault, that is kind of playing a role into him being a driver to stay away from. So Richmond this weekend is going to add on to that, unfortunately. Dark Horse. Well, this will be pretty interesting. I think I'm going to take a little bit of a different route with this one. And I'm going to say, depending on how he performs,
There's no way you're about to pick him.
Ross Chastain.
Oh.
It's going to be my dark horse.
You know what? I was kind of looking through the list, and both the Trackhouse guys' names did pop up in my head,
Yeah.
but I wasn't 100% sure on how well they do. Ross Chastain's is not a bad pick.
My thing with Ross is that, yes, he is aggressive. We all have known this. Yes, he does. He is not afraid to use the front bumper.
And this is a track where
This is one of those tracks where, I think this is the type of racing that he, presents himself with. I feel like this is pretty acceptable.
You did finish 19th in the spring, though.
Still, though.
Which I think he's gotten better as the year's gone on ever since that Coda win. So
Yeah.
I can see it. I
Yeah.
can see it.
Well, alrighty. So we pretty much talked about everything we wanted to talk about.
Exactly.
Gentlemen, any final thoughts before we get this Richmond weekend underway?
Well, it's not about the
Sorry
track.
for bashing your drivers.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry for putting your drivers on the stay away from.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure you feel every ounce of sympathy in your heart right now.
I don't.
Believe it or not, I actually do.
Anyways,
It's one of the things that sucks about having to be objective. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the host of our things just slipped my mind. So
anyway, but it's fine though. As much as I don't like those opinions, it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry about Cindric.
Of course you don't.
But honestly, I'm not talking about the track. I'm just being up here in general. I loved every minute of every minute being up here. By the time this comes out, I will be back home.
Yeah.
I love being up here. It was fun. It's fun meeting you and hanging out with you in person
Yeah.
for the first time ever. It's going to be something to do again.
Yeah.
Then we'll get Ray.
Well, yeah. Hopefully
We need the three amigos.
we gotta have the three amigos up here at some point.
100%.
At the same time. So,
100%.
Yeah. But
Yeah, that.
The next Michigan race weekend.
maybe. We'll see.
I-
We'll see what happens. But alrighty, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I want to thank you guys a lot for watching, and if you have been keeping track of what's been going on with me personally when it comes to the computer issues, when it comes to any other issues that I've been having, especially even with my car, no matter what it is, thank you guys so much for the patience and sticking with me through this. Like, I know it's been difficult. For some of you, probably not, because none of this stuff really affects you, but it does affect us, and
Yeah.
I do appreciate you guys sticking with us and for being patient. Like that means a lot. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys a lot for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like, and if you haven't considered subscribing, I recommend you do so to keep up with some fine content coming out in the near future. Be sure to follow this podcast on Spotify. One more time, thank you so much for Josh for being a part of this show as a special guest, and Wyatt, it's been awesome having you up here.
Loved every
Especially
minute of it.
seeing you first time in person and just looking at the kind of experience that you had at MIS. It seems like this really puts this at the top of the list for you.
It definitely did put it at the top of my list. It's up there with, I think, Indianapolis, where I was on TV, and Kentucky. I think I'd go and say Nashville, having that experience at the inaugural race.
Oh yeah,
I'd say it's up there with those.
yeah. But still, nonetheless, it's been awesome having you up here, and can't wait to do this again at some point.
Oh, I hope so too, buddy.
Well, that pretty much does it for us. On behalf of our special guest Josh and co-host Wyatt, I'm Elijah Leonard signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good night.
See ya.
Adios.